Good day everyone, my name is Taran, and for this video, I am going to share you my idea about textile art. So what is textile art? Textile art is the process of creating something using fibers gained from sources like plants, animals, insect, or synthetic materials. So when we are creating textile art, makagamit ta og mga materials na makuha lang nato sa plants. So for example is the abaca and the pineapple leaves. Animals. So sa animals is common niya ani is the sheep fur. And for the insect, example niya is the things of worms and the synthetic material. So kasagara ay muna gid ni siya ang ginagamit karon because a lot of manufacturer nagaproduce og mga synthetic materials. Making textile is an extremely old art form. So when we say extremely old art form, dugay na gid kaayo siya. Sa iyang kadugayon, it became a culture and a tradition of some places in the world. Example of such textiles includes tapestries, rugs, quilts, and coarse clothing. People also used textiles to make objects that signated status or commemorated important events. Example of this type of textiles include things like flags, military uniforms, or ceremonial banners. So, ang textile art is dili lang siya ginagamit sa mga butang nga mga katong mga material ay mga product nga mga usually ginagamit. So, ginagamit po ni siya sa mga important na mga butang. For example is the flags, military uniforms, and the ceremonial banners. Yarns and threads are the most common materials that is used in creating textile art. So in creating textile art, if dili ka gusto magamit og machines, or you're going to follow the traditional methods like sewing, weaving, and knitting, there is also called embroidery, which is a form of sewing happen siya. So embroidery is covering the surface of a textile with decorative features and colorful patterns. So if gusto ka magbutang og decoration sa imuhang gihimo nga textile art, for example sa blanket, you can use the method embroidery. Usually, ang ginagamit niya ani is hand lang inputting the materials as a decoration sa imuhang gihimo nga textile art. The next is weaving. So weaving involves interlacing two sets of threads. These are called the warp, which runs vertically, and the weft, which run horizontally. So example ni ani is na sa next page. So next is knitting. So knitting is one of the oldest and the simplest means of creating or making a fabric. The process of knitting involves connecting the yarn by a series of loops. It's normally done by hand, although there are such things as knitting machines. So ang kaning knitting is muni siya ang kasagara nga ginagamit in creating a fabric, and it is muni ang pinaka una and pinaka simple nga method in creating a fabric. So karon na may mga knitting machine, so mas mapadali na lang ang paghimo sa mga fabric. Clothing and blankets can be knitted, and today some artists also get creative with public art by doing something called yarn bombing. So what is yarn bombing? So, yarn bombing involves covering items in the neighborhood or external environment like cars, bicycle, or trees with knitting. So, covering items. So, atong i-cover ang isa ka items with the use of knitting. So, ang material, usually ang material ginagamit ana is yarn. So, example, ang kahoy, pwede na to siya i-cover og yarn with the use sa method ng knitting. Ang car, pwede po na to siya gamiton og Photos to show the use of knitting gamit ang yarn nga material, and etc. So Philippines is very rich in culture, and one of the culture is creating textile art. So naay some places of the Philippines which is textile art is nahimo na nila nga tradition. Example ana is mga tribe na Ilocano, Bontok, Kalinga, Aklanon, Hiligaynon, Yakan, Blaan, Bagobo, Manobo, Mandaya, Tausog, Miranao, and Datibuli. So, ang kasagara nga mga materials pod nga ginagamit nila sa pag-create of textile art is kana ra pong material na rich sa ilahang lugar. And it is one of the example nga ilahang nahimo nga textile art. So, naa siya yung mga geometric forms and it is very colorful. So, that would be all. Thank you for watching. God bless.